You have to forgive me, I've got a few notes, because I do tend, when I'm talking about Darren, to lose my temper and say things which are controversial. He then phones my boss and complains about me regularly. So while he's here, I thought, let's just keep things calm. But let's just, first of all, thank the members of staff who have actually said, no, Darren, enough is enough. You're not going to do this to us. They've got themselves organised, they've come to the GMB reps, and the GMB reps are here today, and they've worked extremely hard for just not this demo, but for other demos, and defending on an individual collective basis every person in that hospital. They're absolutely dedicated to their job. They do a wonderful job. It's all voluntary. They put their time in, and today I think this is absolute justification of the effort they put in. So a big round of applause and well done for every one of those. So why are we here today? Well, Mr. Grayson. What can you say about Mr. Grayson? And I'm going to check now. He's overpaid. He's got a fantastic group of sycophants around him who do nothing but want to take the pay out of the lowest paid workers of the trust. So this issue comes up, and what has he done is made a mistake, because he's attacked the biggest, largest number of staff in one go that he's done. Whereas before, he usually picks off small groups. He knows if he can do that, he can make those changes and force them through. But he's made a mistake. 200 plus staff. 200 plus staff who weren't prepared to accept what he said was right. So what do? They've got themselves organised. But the problem with Darren is, if he looks at it on reflection, and this may be controversial, I know, and it may be out of the box, but if Darren had the common sense to actually go to the staff that this change involved and said, do you know what? You know how to do your job. You can do it better than anyone else. This is what we need to do. We do need to make efficiency savings. Have you any ideas how we could do it, but with, of course, out having to cut your pay to do so? But no, it's too far radical for Darren Grayson to do that. Instead, $250,000 turnaround director comes in and says, I know what we need to do. Let's under a smoke and mirrors pretend to move people around the hospital, but actually, let's just cut their grades. Let's cut their pay. There's no argument to it, let's just cut it. And why does Darren do that? Because Darren doesn't do consultation. Not a word he understands. So he pushes it through. So what can he do then? Well, Mr. Grayson then comes up with this idiotic plan. And what he says is, we're just going to call you into a one-to-one. And I'm going to ask you one simple question. Can you move to the Conquest? And the answer is yes or no. If you say no, then you're going to hand in your resignation. That's what you're going to do. No other form of it. He doesn't sit down and speak to people. He doesn't ask them or understand their views. And why is that? Darren Grayson doesn't do communication.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. And that leads me on to exactly that last point. The problem is these moves are not just a financial. He's pushing through. There's some people are going to lose £2,000, maybe £2,500 a year. That's unacceptable. They're not the highest paid. Darren Grayson managed to get himself £20,000 worth of pay rises in 2 years after coming here. He's not offering any of that back. But the thing is what they need to do. What can we do? Well, it's going to cost you a round trip. That's been said. It is a 40-mile round trip. 40 minutes to an hour at the very best of times. So what does Darren Grayson say? It's okay, we'll put on a bus. What's the bus going to have? Well, we don't know. We haven't done anything about it. That's what we're thinking of doing. So then the staff say, well, okay, on this one-to-one, what sort of job am I going to be doing? We don't know yet. Where am I going to be to do it? Well, we don't know that yet. The fiasco of it is that all you know is that after months and months, we've managed to hold this off. Actually, Darren Grayson wanted to initially do this in 14 days. 14 days consultation, he called it. We've managed now to fight, complain, drag, moan, and I think mostly the 3 demonstrations now have managed to push that back. So where do we go? Well, he's now saying that pay protection is going to be in place. But what also is the major thing going on at this moment is pay protection is about to be slashed if we can't stop it. So he's going to remove even that. And he's not removing it for any other reason than he needs to increase the pace of these cuts. He needs to increase the pace of these changes in the hospital. Because he has a plan. It's all about removing money from the budget. Not about anything else. It's not about improving the service. And it's not certainly going to improve the lives of the people here. So what are we doing now? There's great turnout today. Fantastic turnout. The other 2 demonstrations have been equally well supported. And that's been staff-led. So what we intend to do is, over the next week, we're going to call those same staff into a meeting because they're trying very hard to split those staff now. They're trying to make deals with them individually because they've understood they've actually grabbed out the tail of a wildcat. and they've made a mistake. We've got to push this on. We've got to step this up. It's not just for this issue. We do know phlebotomy now is on the radar. He's also said clinical secretaries are next. There are other closures coming. It's rubbish. This hospital will end up either cottage status at best or probably closed. Geographically, you're in between Brighton and Hastings, and that's exactly how Darren sees it. That's fine. It's only a little bit of inconvenience for you to travel that distance. It's not really a problem, because I'm certain Darren won't be using the services anyway. I'm certain Darren wouldn't put himself in the hand of anybody in that hospital if he had any sense. So the fight isn't over yet. We need to step this up. We need to continue this. There will be more demonstrations outside the hospital over lunchtime. Please come along to support them. We're going to actually consider talking to the members. I think it's a question now, and some of them have been coming to me saying, we need to do more. We need to do more. We need to take this message even stronger to him. And we're here to do that. And if, as members, if they decide to take the ultimate action, and if that ultimate action is taking industrial action, then we'll support you. We'll support you all the way. Now, I know there are members here from other unions. I know there are. It would be nice if there was representatives here from them. And there is PCS. Thank you very much. But hospital unions got to get involved. We'll do this on our own as the GMB if we have to, and we'll do it with the fantastic support of the people within the hospital. But it will be so much easier if others got involved with us. Come along. Let's put any internal squabbling aside. Come along. You're doing the right thing. You're standing up for your members. We've got to make a fight of it. We will make a fight of it, and I promise you, the GMB will make a fight of it, alongside you, with you, every step of the way. Thank you very much.